What's up, Thrashers, and welcome back to the Thrash Maniac 99 YouTube channel. It's time for a special edition of What? Yes, it is 10 questions with Levi for this week's episode, because this is a very special episode, because this day, July 3rd, marks the 8th anniversary of my channel being up on YouTube. I started this YouTube channel back in July 3rd, 2010, and it's 2018 now, and we are nearly 3,000 subscribers, almost 1 million total video views. Let's hope we can get to 3,000 subscribers and 1 million video views by the end of the year. That would be amazing. But 8 years later and all those accomplishments later, I thank you all so much for watching my videos, whether it be back in the day or currently. If you just discovered my channel, thank you so much for checking me out. If you've been a subscriber for a long time, thank you for sticking around this long through my stupidity and the good times and the bad times. And I figured the best way to celebrate would be to do a very special edition of 5 Questions with Levi by doing a 10 question episode. Because I figured for this episode, 5 wouldn't have been enough, and I want to have some more fun with this series. So, ladies and gentlemen, episode number 7 of 5 Questions with Levi, the 10 question special. Let's do it! So the first question comes from NASCAR fan 977, a.k.a. Kyle Matthews. What's up, man? What do you want to see the most in NASCAR Heat 3? Well, I will say with NASCAR Heat 2, it was definitely a vast improvement from NASCAR Heat Evolution. However, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. But as far as what I want the most in NASCAR Heat 3 is the career mode to kind of be tweaked up a little bit to where kind of do like the career mode you had in like NASCAR 05 through 07, where you can either do the contracts or buy a team. Another cool thing I would love to see in the game is if they imported in the interactive crew chief from 05, 06, or not 05, 06, 07, 08, and 09, where you can swap to drivers, swap to your teammates. I cannot speak English today. Swap to your teammates or have them follow you. I thought that was always fun in the EA games. I would love to see Monster kind of take some notes and bring that in, though I highly doubt that would happen. Better paint booth, kind of like import in the paint booth from NASCAR 09, or kind of do like what NR 2003 does, where you can just make them yourself and then just upload them into the game. I think that would be really cool too. But basically the number one thing is to see career mode get a massive overhaul. I think that would be great. Next question comes from Space Metal Ferrari 248. Favorite IndyCar driver or drivers? And also he said, I loved that you used Hall of the Mountain King in the background of the last video, by the way. Thank you very much. I don't watch IndyCar, or at least not enough to really have a favorite. So I guess if I were to say my all-time favorite out of what I've seen, I would probably say someone like either Dario Franchitti or Helio Castroneves. But like I said, I'm not too familiar with IndyCars to really have a favorite. So, sorry I couldn't give a better answer for that one, dude. Next question comes from my man, Fort Minor Project, a.k.a. David Rivera. What's it like being on YouTube for so long, and what got you into it, and how do you edit your videos, etc.? Well, being on YouTube has been both a blessing and a curse at the same time. Curse because, well, basically if you have a YouTube channel, you're bound to run into some morons or trolls or whatever. But the cons, not the cons, the good things about being on YouTube is discovering other channels that you like, meeting new people, and having fun conversations, and most importantly of all, make good videos. Which has always been my goal ever since I started on YouTube, and that's to make good videos that are not only good enough for people to watch, but also try and be a little entertaining in some way, shape, or form. After all, in my whole life, I've always loved I've always loved entertaining people, whether it be through jokes or doing something stupid or whatnot. And I feel that making YouTube videos for me is the best way to entertain people, whether it be through informative stuff, being serious, being goofy, or if I'm in the mood for a rant. So yeah, basically that's that. But as far as what got me into doing YouTube, well, I said it before, I originally had an account back in 2007, but I never did anything with it. It wasn't until I moved into this house 8 years ago when we finally got Wi-Fi internet. It was like the altar for me. Basically made a channel and then started making videos in early 2011. As far as what got me into making videos, it would be from guys like Uberhaxer Nova, who did like gameplay videos for video games, and early YWC YouTubers like 420 Goonie, who's still at it on occasion, and probably some others I can't remember off the top of my head because it's been so damn long. But as far as how do I edit my videos, I use Cyberlink Power Director 16, which is I think the latest edition of Cyberlink Power Director. It may not be as flashy or as good as, say, Sony Vegas or Adobe Premiere Pro, but it gets the job done. And the best thing about it, depending on your frame rates in the videos and depending on what kind of video it is, you can get, say, like a 30-minute video rendered in at most 25 minutes. That is incredibly fast. So for those who want to use a faster render for editing, get Cyberlink Power Director. It may cost you a little bit of money, but it's totally worth it, and there's a lot of cool stuff you can do on there. So that's how I edit my videos, is with Cyberlink Power Director 16. I might put a link in the description box if I can remember on how you can get it for yourself. But yeah, that's what I use. Probably the most detailed question of the episode comes from Fat Fuck Behind a Burning Asshole. He returns! If you could create a new NASCAR Cup team for the 2019 season with this criteria: one Xfinity or truck regular, can be anyone, even someone like Allgaier or Sadler coming back. One recently full-time driver retired within the past 5 years. One Cup driver with little Cup success but several years of experience, guys like Trevor Bayne, Regan Smith. And one young gun, full-time Cup Series since 2013, Stenhouse, Blaney. What would it be? Team name, car manufacturer, driver lineup, their number, sponsor, etc. And how do you think they will do in the 2019 season if this were to happen? Oh god, there's a lot to unpack with this one, dude. I think my brain's about to explode. But as far as the team name, I would guess just call it McIntyre Motorsports. It's generic, but it works. Now the driver lineup. The one Xfinity or truck regular I would have would be Justin Allgaier, because he's been deserving of a good ride in Cup instead of a shit ride like H. Scott. The one recently retired full-time driver within the past 5 years, hands down, Carl Edwards. Bring him back. One Cup driver with little Cup success but several years of experience, I would probably go with someone like Regan Smith. And then one young gun, full-time Cup Series driver since 2013, Ryan Blaney. The numbers, if I could buy out the 51, 60, 99, and the 29, I would have Blaney in the 29, Allgaier in the 60, Regan Smith in the 51, and Edwards back in the old 99. That would be the numbers. Sponsors, I guess for Allgaier it would be something like, I don't know, like Suave soap shampoos. For Regan Smith it would be Golden Corral. For Edwards I would have Subway come back. And then for for Blaney it would probably still be something like, perhaps Quaker State would be cool. I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking off the top of my head. And how would I think they would do in 2019? I think the best one out of the 4 would be Blaney, because he's been at it for a little bit and he's been doing really well. Edwards would have some hiccups in the beginning, but probably pick it up in the second half of the year. Allgaier, he'd be kind of like what Alex Bowman's doing right now, and that's he's getting good runs, but he's just not quite there yet. And then for Smith, he would be the worst of the 4, but I think he'd be kind of on the same tier as someone like Ryan Newman or somebody like that. So, but that was a very detailed, deep question. Thank you for that. Oh God, I don't know if my brain's gonna recover. Whew. Blaze Life 334 asks, will I ever do a new update room/tour video? Also a CD collection update. I've been wanting to do an update of like my setup here, but I just hadn't had the time. Maybe sometime soon I'll do it. And the CD collection update and all the shelf stuff I'll probably do at some point before the year is over. So before 2018 ends, definitely going to do a room studio tour with CD collection updates. So there you go. This was the only question sent in via Facebook from, I'm not even going to say that name because I know that's not true, Seth Cole in an SCRA. If you had 100 tickets to a NASCAR race, which track would you go to and who would you take? The track I would go to would be Martinsville, just because that seems to be the best race every year now, ever since COT days, considering how shitty the cars are right now. Martinsville tends to be the best race of the year. Who would I take? I can't think of 100 people. Are you kidding me? What kind of... Now that I've recovered from that aneurysm, the Gaming Pedigree Returns asks, who is the greatest big man of all time? The greatest big man of all time lives in my pants, and his name is Richard Hammerbush. That, my friends, is a solid answer to a great question. Dick Hammerbush and I, we have fun every single night. We always do. I'm a fucking idiot. Pingus Painus what? Has an interesting question. What are your top 5 Zev Bellringer videos? Thanks for the commercials, by the way. Well, you're very welcome. Oh, Lord. I mean, I know I've been promoting the hell out of her on the channel with the 2 commercials, with a 3rd one coming, hopefully within the next couple weeks, at the time of recording this video. But top 5, I can't say top 5. I actually got 10 that I really love so much. I'll kind of go through them all in a little bit of details to give you an idea of what they are. The first one I got on my list is the video called A Sticky Mess, where Zev role plays as a mom and comes home with groceries and sees her son, even though it's not really. She gives him the groceries only to find honey all over her shirt and her bra and her tits, and then tries to get it cleaned off, so she has to like lick her boobs and take her clothes off, and the dude gets honey all over his pants, even though you don't see him until the end. And basically they had to strip down, and he licks her boobs to lick the honey off, and then she sucks his dick to get the honey off. Luckily, though, it's not true incest, because there's going to be a theme with some of these videos. It's her and her husband, or it's just her by herself with like a dildo or whatever. And she does storylines within her videos, and she's an amazing actress with her stuff too, so that video, A Sticky Mess, certainly exemplifies that. The next one I got on my list is a video called Unattractive Roommate Turned Cum Slut, where it's one of those transformation fetish videos where basically she pretends to look unattractive, even though Zev, it's pretty hard to make her look unattractive because she's just such a natural beauty. I've even said on Twitter or to people on her Nexocams account, I think she's one of the most naturally beautiful women I have ever seen in my life. And she's a really nice woman, too. I've actually talked to her a couple times, whether it be emails or through her Nexocam. She's a really, really down-to-earth woman, so that's bonus points. But the unattractive roommate turned cum slut video is basically her trying to look unattractive with, like, glasses and a flannel shirt or whatever. Takes a drink of, like, I forgot what it was. It's been a little bit since I've watched the video, but she drinks something, and she starts getting really, really horny, and then transforms into, like, looking like a prostitute, and then basically just goes absolutely wild. 8 more on my list of, like, maybe 10 of my favorites. Taboo Lesbian Mommy, which, no sex in this one. This is just basically a dirty talk video, but holy shit, she says some of the sexiest things I've ever heard. She pretends to be a mom who's a lesbian, trying to celebrate her son's birthday, and offers a present of bringing an attractive woman for them both to have sex with. Not with each other, but with the woman at the same time, where Zev will lick her pussy and the dude sticks his dick in her mouth, or the two women kiss and the dude bangs the woman that the mommy brings, and she just, like, whoo, she could just get you horny just by hearing her talk in, like, dirty talk videos. Like, holy shit. It's just fun. Next one, this is one I discovered recently from her Clips for Sales account. That's Inebriated Sister Lusts for You, where she pretends or is role-playing as someone's younger sister and is drunk off her ass to the point where she's getting a lot of sexual urges, and her big brother walks in on her and basically gets caught masturbating, and then she ends up masturbating in front of him even though she's trying not to, but she can't control herself, and then they basically they bang, and then a money shot at the end, and, like, holy crap. It's really good stuff. And then next up, Homewrecker makes wife watch, where she's dressed all up in leather and, like, whew, and pretends to suck a dude's dick off in front of his wife just to get his wife out of the house, because she feels that the wife is a total bitch to the dude and that he deserves better, and basically offers to suck his cock right in front of his wife, and then if he came, the wife is out of the house. Like, could you imagine being in a situation like that where you're being treated like shit by your wife and you're not happy, and then a co-worker of hers who really likes you wants to take you for herself, and basically you two bang in front of your wife and kick her out of the house? Like, good lord, I don't know what to make of that if that was for real, but I mean, hey, in porn, anything's possible. Now we get to the big 5. First, subtle title, You Will Fuck Me, where she basically role plays as an engaged woman and sees her brother's best friend and can't believe how handsome he is, and then gets a call from her fiance, and she's upset and decides, you know what, I want to bang my brother's best friend just to get some relief over how mad I am. Otherwise, if he doesn't, he's in big trouble, basically, like, dominating him. And holy shit, and the what's what I'm looking for? The part at the end of the Zev commercials where I have the picture of her, that picture comes from that video, and that outfit she has, whew, an amazing outfit, and an amazing video too, with an excellent money shot at the end. Next up, Babysitter Tucks You In Jerk-Off Instruction. This is a nice one because, again, just imagine if this happened to you for real, where a very beautiful babysitter watches you and you're like 17 or 18 and she tucks you in to find out that you were masturbating, and she gets flattered and basically helps you overcome embarrassment and actually watches you jerk it, or she'll jerk it for you, or better yet, suck it off for you. Like, holy shit. I know David Draymond from Disturbed has admitted that he lost his virginity to a 16-year-old babysitter when he was like 13. If you don't believe me, watch the Loudwire Wiki Fact or Fiction episode with him. It's always the babysitters. Like, what the fuck? The next one I like, not just because of the sex ensues, but just the story. It's just called The Zombie Apocalypse, where she and her brother, even though he ain't really there, wake up and sees the zombie apocalypse happening, and they hide in the basement, and they're trying to take care of each other, and they basically have sex just to have a baby to repopulate the planet. Just the story and the acting was really good from Zev, and that's why I like that video a lot. Now we get to my two all-time favorites. First, For Your Soul, where she role-plays as a demonic succubus and has sex with a dude named Michael until he comes, and then he's dead. And I wrote a song based off of that video, as well as the movie Jennifer's Body and the song Succubus by Massacre, and I wrote a song called The Demon's Womb. If you guys haven't followed me on Twitter already, go follow me on Twitter and try and look through my tweets, and I'm pretty sure you'll find a picture of the lyrics. Brutal as fuck is all I'm gonna tell you. Just read it yourself. But it's like, holy shit, she was so hot in that video, and the outfit she had, the way she was speaking with the effects of the echoes, the lighting made it look really dark. It was just a good video. And then, of course, my number one of the first videos of hers I discovered her on, and it's still my favorite, because of how unique it is, and that's Witch Shrinks You as Punishment, where she role-plays as a girlfriend to someone who's also a witch, is upset that the boyfriend didn't get the right brand of milk, and decide to punish him by shrinking his penis with the snap of her fingers. Kind of like she's doing like the Thanos effect. Snaps her fingers and his dick shrinks, only to find out she's noticing that he's getting a boner from being emasculated and having his dick small. So basically she's having fun with it until she decides, you know what, I'm going to shrink your whole body down until you're 3 inches tall. And then if he came, well, you're stuck that size forever. But it's just, again, the way she speaks in that video is what really makes it so damn sexy. And the outfit she has on, like, wow. I know I've spent so long talking about this one, but that was the question. But I want to go in more detail with just 10, because I couldn't do just 5. I mean, Zev Bellringer, if you ask me, is the best porn star to ever live. And one of the most naturally beautiful women I've ever seen, and one of the nicest women I've ever communicated with. So, all added bonuses. So, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to have to put a viewer's discretion advised intro at the beginning, because I just went so in detail with so many porn videos. It's ridiculous. And I probably accelerated many puberties just by describing them, and now everybody's going to go find those videos. Well, then again, she could really use the exposure. After all, I did the commercials to not only entertain people, but to get people to check out her stuff, because she deserves more fans. I mean, come on. Help her out. Next question comes from PingusMaster662. What is with the Pingus tonight? Favorite WWE documentary? Well, as much as I do like Rise and Fall of ECW, and I know that's typically the go-to answer for a lot of fans, however, I gotta go with one that I thought was a little bit better than that, and that's the Stone Cold documentary from 2011. I'll never forget the day I got it. It was supposed to come out on a Tuesday in like November of 2011, but I managed to get it 2 days before release at a Kmart, at my local Kmart, and I got it $2 cheaper. And I was like, what a steal. This is awesome. I get a DVD I've been looking forward to all year 2 days before release and $2 cheaper. Like, holy shit. And but yeah, the documentary itself is fantastic. I mean, and plus, most of us who didn't know finally figured out why Stone Cold walked out of WWE in June 2002. If you guys don't know, where the hell have you been? Go watch the documentary now. But yeah, it's a great story, and plus Stone Cold is my favorite of all time, so that's an added bonus. So there you go. Last question comes from Constipated Asshole. Okay. Thoughts on Slayer's farewell? Well, for those who don't know, earlier this year, Slayer announced that they were going to retire and with a farewell tour. That's, I think, still going on right now as we speak. But yeah, salute to one of the all-time greatest metal bands of all time, Slayer. You know, the 80s, early 90s run was an amazing run of albums. Show No Mercy, Hell Awaits, the classic Rain and Blood, South of Heaven, and Seasons in the Abyss. Classic thrash metal. And also, if it wasn't for Slayer, extreme metal, as we know, probably wouldn't have existed. I mean, Metallica and Exodus, Overkill, and Anthrax helped thrash become big in the early stages by giving it some legs. And then Slayer basically came and took thrash to a whole nother level with the speed and the heaviness. And if it wasn't for what Slayer did with thrash at that time, death metal, black metal, and grindcore I don't think would have existed, because basically the big bands of all those genres cite Slayer as a major influence. So it's still kind of tough to really I'm kind of lost for words, just because when the announcement came, it came out of nowhere earlier this year. But I respect Slayer's decision to move on after this tour, even though I wish they would continue, maybe make one more album. Considering Repentless, to me, was kind of eh. But nonetheless, though, fully respect Slayer for everything they've done for metal. And that basically does it for this special edition of 10 Questions with Levi. Well, 5 questions with Levi, but a 10 questions edition. We will be returning to the traditional 5 questions format for next week's episode, episode 8. Be sure to send in questions in the comments section below. But until next time, peace out, and I will see you soon.